which in family law means she does not allow herself or her clients to be moved off position by sentiment. I told her what I had. She told me what I needed. Wisconsin is a community property state, which meant that the 12 years of accumulated joint assets, the house we had worked on with our own hands for 3 years, the retirement accounts, the savings, were not simply his to walk away from. More importantly, she told me that if I had documentation of an ongoing relationship conducted using shared resources, and the hotel in Oshkosh paid on the joint credit card, qualified, there were civil recovery arguments worth making alongside the divorce filing. We talked for an hour. I took notes on a legal pad. I put the notes in the folder. Patricia also told me something I had not considered, which is that the timing of when I filed relative to when Daniel might file would matter significantly. She said, "Do not let him control the calendar." She did not need to explain further. I understood calendars. I also understood suddenly, with the precision of something clicking into alignment, that the anniversary party date was now working for me, not against me. He thought he had chosen the moment. He had given me a fixed point on a timeline that I could prepare for with 6 weeks of notice. I thought about that on the drive back to Appleton, and I felt something I can only describe as a door opening. I want to tell you about Renata's role in the next 2 weeks because it matters and because she deserves it. Renata worked as an office coordinator for a commercial real estate company, and she had, over 15 years in that job, developed a comprehensive understanding of how property records worked in Wisconsin, which county recorder offices held what, and how to pull documentation from public databases without triggering any flags that someone was looking. At my request, she pulled the full mortgage record on our house, the current assessed value, and cross-referenced it against the Riverton Commons development to establish the price point Daniel had been researching. She did this on her lunch break on a Tuesday and sent me a 3-paragraph summary in a text message that she then deleted from her phone on my advice. She also, at my request and with my written authorization, contacted our joint bank and requested a 60-day transaction history under my account rights as a co-holder. She drove to the branch in person. She said the teller was younger than her youngest nephew and gave her a lollipop with the paperwork, which she accepted with full dignity and then absolutely roasted in a text to me approximately 8 minutes later. That detail, the lollipop, is the first time I laughed in 6 weeks. A real laugh, the kind that starts in your chest and doesn't apologize for itself. I was sitting in my car in the parking lot at work when I read it, and I laughed until my eyes watered, and then I sat there for another minute and let the feeling finish whatever it needed to finish, and then I went back inside. The transaction history confirmed the hotel charge. It also confirmed 3 restaurant charges on Thursday evenings that coincided with 3 separate client site visits Daniel had mentioned to me. The amount of effort he had invested in the logistical architecture of the deception was, from a purely structural standpoint, impressive. I noted this without emotion. It went in the folder. The night before the party, I sat at the kitchen table after Daniel had gone to bed, and I opened the accordion folder and I read through the entire timeline, beginning to end. 41 photographed messages, hotel documentation, transaction records, the property inquiry screenshot, Patricia Harlow's notes, the certified mail receipt from the divorce petition I had signed and had prepared, which Patricia was holding in her office and which would be filed electronically at 9 the following morning, while Daniel and I were still at breakfast before the party began. He would not know this yet when we arrived at the restaurant.